Right, exactly. And, of course, Nicholas Carroll, a senior number 19, along with Latrell Keys, number 22, one of the better running backs in the state of Virginia. Coach Chris says this guy really is the workhorse, and I'm going to tell you what, he is a workhorse in the running game for this.
Yeah, the challenge Latrell Keys has is holding on to the ball. He's fumbled 4 times in the first 6 games and lost 3 of them. His challenge is holding on to the ball. Other than that, he's got great feet, he's got great vision, and when he wants to, he can hit that hole with a whole bunch of speed.
Chris Mays, Josh Reynolds, a couple other seniors, Robert Sterrett, these guys in the secondary, along with Adam Siegel, one of the defensive ends. And Adam is nothing but go. It's green light for this guy because that's how he knows how to play.
Yeah, and that's what they're all going to do. They're all go. They're all full out tonight because this is the big game.
Justin Huff, David Blackwell, Greg Keys, of course, along with Dustin Price, Brian Cochran, other seniors, Nathan Hopkins, another guy that's going to be missed after this year. Bo Gentry, my goodness, this guy's been a 3-year starter in the offensive and defensive line.
And as you talked about with Overstreet, Bo Gentry going to have had a big game last week, going to have a big game tonight to help make sure you anchor that line and make sure things happen the way Blacksburg wants them to and not be pushed around by the Salem Spartans.
Christopher Begley back there, Daniel Overstreet, the big 6'5", 275-pounder. He has to have a big night tonight. Mark Kipps, another senior, along with Caleb Violette, the kicker, and Aaron Barber, and I think, along with Trenton Wardell and Madison Ritter. Those are the seniors on this Blacksburg.
I have Shabo as well on my list.
Shabo?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Jameson Shabo.
Yep, absolutely. There as well. So anyway, folks, this game can be seen also on WTAB Channel 2 on Mondays at 7 o'clock and Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Also, you can watch it anytime you want on the web at blacksburg.gov. So
we mentioned Jordan Wade helping out on the sidelines as well. One of the other people who's on the sidelines, at least in spirit, that, of course, would be Patrick Day. And he's one of the things WTOB has done. They have sent him the DVDs of the game so that he has seen the games, and we want to thank WTOB for making that special effort. And, of course, there's a lot of things going on to help Patrick Day. If you'd like to drop him a card, he'd love to see that. Kluge Children's Rehabilitation Center, right to Patrick Day. That's 2270 Ivy Road, Charlottesville, 22903. Again, the Kluge Children's Rehabilitation Center, care of Patrick Day, 2270 Ivy Road, Charlottesville, 22903. Also mentioning that tomorrow night here at BHS, well, since we're not at BHS, but at the high school for tomorrow night, 6 to 9 p.m., there's a benefit for Patrick Day. Guest speakers, concessions, lots of stuff going on, food and everything. 6 to 9 p.m. at the BHS High School gym. Tickets at the door are $5. Play for Patrick t-shirts are $10, and all of the proceeds donated to Patrick Day's family. Information at 951-7506.
All right, Salem will kick off from right to left. Officials tonight, the side judges Dave Purdy, field judges Craig Stevers, line judges Wesley Phipps, linesman is Jerry Wirt, umpire is Mike Friel, and the referee is Randy Likens. And here we go, the number 2 team in the state of Virginia, Salem, kicking off to the number 14 team, Blacksburg. And deep for the Bruins is Latrell Keys standing back at his 10. Here's the kick. It's a squib kick, goes to the middle of the field, and is picked up by a Blacksburg lineman. And on that carry was the number 65 player for the Bruins, and that was Brinkley Peters. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Bruins at their own 35-yard line.
It was an ugly kick. You expect to see a kickoff that goes down the field, at least get some air under it. This one maybe got 3-4 feet off the ground and then just tumbled down to the Blacksburg 35.
So here we go, the first play from scrimmage in this ball game tonight here in the first period. Wide left goes Tyler Holmes. Tyler has been out for the last 2 ball games with an ankle injury. To the sideline now comes Greg Keys. Wide to the right comes Spencer Leak. Under center is Trey Greshnigel. Set back is Latrell Keys. In motion now from left to right goes Link. Here's the handoff, goes to Latrell. Up the middle, he picks up about 6 yards on the carry. Knocked down about the 42-yard line, so it's going to be 2nd down. We're going to call it 4 for Blacksburg, and a nice hole right at the gut.
Nice hole, speed to hit that hole, and like we talked about in the opening, the offensive line controlling the defensive line for the Bruins and opening that hole to give Latrell Keys plenty of room to run through and up there get the 6 yards.
And Patrick Polifrone, the 6'2", 230-pounder defensive end, came back to make the stop. It's 2nd down and 4 now for the Bruins. Holmes and Keys go wide to the left. Trey Gresham, the shotgun, single set back to Latrell Keys. Back in pocket, here's a pass to the near side, has it complete to Wardell. He gets the ball to the midfield stripe, and a 1st down, so the Bruins on the move here with 11-14 here in the first period.
Blitz on for for Salem that time. They came in, and the offensive line again stood them up, didn't give the rushing Spartans any time to get in there and pressure Trey Gresh. He makes the completion, and we get a first down for the Bruins.
So 9 yards on that reception. Wide left now are the Twit receivers. It's Keys, Holmes, and Josh Reynolds wide to the left. There's Wardell wide to the right. Shotgun set. Here is Craig Gresh. Takes the snap. Hands off to Keys, and he's hit back behind the line of scrimmage on a hit from the middle linebacker, and that was George, 6'4", 235-pound senior making the big hit.
Came right off the left side for Salem, and didn't give Latrell Keys any time to do anything. You know,
several Virginia Tech connections here tonight. We'll talk about it as the game goes on. George's dad played here back in the middle 70s, so due for Blacksburg as well. Here we go. It's going to be second down. They mark the ball right about the 50 again. So Trey Gresh, the quarterback, back in the pocket. Throws it to the far side of the field. Has it complete to Tyler Holmes. Holmes picks it up, gets the ball down to the 42 of Salem. So there's 8 yards on that reception. It's going to be third and short now for the Bruins. And Blacksburg going after that short pass right here, Harley, in the very opening moments of this ball game.
And that's one of the advantages that Blacksburg has over Salem. Salem has a deep throw, but they don't really have a short pass. Trey Gresh is excellent at the short pass. And that time, again, another blitz. Single coverage left in the secondary. And Trey Gresh had the time, because the line picked up the rush, had time to hit Tyler Holmes for about 9 yards.
Derek Hickman on the coverage for the Spartans. Wide right now comes Tyler Holmes, moving from left to right here in Bill Brown Stadium. Trey Gresh now handing off to Latrell. He's going to be hit back behind the line of scrimmage back at the 45, and the tackle made by Zach Pritchett, the 5'7", 170-pound junior. So Blacksburg will punt it away with 9:35 to go here in the first.
Yeah, that time Latrell heading toward the near sideline, and Pritchard coming from the near side from his right, heading to the left, and in the backfield, no room for Latrell, who tried to leap the oncoming rusher.
Boy, they about flipped him in the air. So now deep for Salem, standing back at his 10 is, I believe it's Evan Fisher. Now punting is Caleb Violet, standing back at his own 42. Here's the snap, no rush. And there's a high spiral, and it's going to hit right about the 5, goes into the end zone. So Salem will have it first and 10. And so with 9:04 here in the first period, there's no score.
It was very interesting. I've never seen a punt like that. The center snaps the ball, and the center's the one that shoots out through the middle of Salem, and they're standing there. And the Bruins are kind of standing there going, wait a minute, are you going to rush? Nobody hit anybody, came after anything, and plenty of time to get the ball away.
Harley, what's kind of interesting here in the very opening minutes of play, 2 first downs for the Bruins, and those yardage came to the very outside on the pass play, enough to get, but off tackle is going to be tough to do.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Salem first and 10 at their own 20. The quarterback hands off to the running back up the gut, has some running room, and that's Nathan Good on the carry. Carries the ball down to the 28-yard line, picks up 8 on the play now. It's second down.
We have a flag down.
And the flag's down.
From the opposite side,
it's going to be, let's see, against Salem. So it's either illegal procedure. No, it's going to be holding. So from the 20, it's going to mark it back to the 10-yard line. So now instead of second and 2, it's second down and 20.
They'll keep feeling each other out. They're going to do a little bit. That one, aside from the holding, which is probably what opened up that nice hole for Salem, it was a little surprising to see him get through that easy right off the top.
So Nick Leftwich, the quarterback, whose father is one of the coaches on the staff, brings the play in from the sideline. Blacksburg up in a 4-man front. 8:59 to go here in the first period. No score here from Bill Brown Stadium. It's Blacksburg taking on Salem. Wide left comes Evan Fisher. Split backs. Here's Leftwich, the quarterback, under center. And hands off to the first man through, and he's going to cross the 20 down to the 22-yard line. Now they're alternate running backs in and out. And on the carry was Klimo, so you'll hear that name mentioned a lot tonight. The young man's had several 100-yard rushing games here this season. So it's second down now and 8 for the Spartans at their own 22-yard line. Wide left comes Fisher. Here's the quarterback Leftwich under center. Split backs once again, tight end to the right. Here's a pass to the near side, and it's picked up by Fisher. He has some running room. Maroon crosses the 35 to the 40, is knocked down by Tyler Holmes at the 45-yard line, so some big yardage on that play. Salem picks up a first down, and now we see how fast these Salem wide receivers are.
Yeah, well, you know what? I think that they wouldn't have looked nearly that good if the field hadn't taken a hold of Greg Keys. He slipped. He had contained. He's the one that slipped to give the runner room down the sideline. Thank goodness Tyler was back there to make that save, because otherwise there was a whole lot of green in front of the Spartans.
Boy, Tyler came from the middle linebacker spot. Folks came all the way across the field to make that play.
Doesn't look like his foot bothered him.
All right, 1st and 10. Wide right goes Corey Gaines. To the left is Fisher. Here's the quarterback, Leftwich, and hands off to the first man through. That's the fullback, and he's caught right about the 47-yard line.
Looking good.
Boy, Goad on the carry, and there was Tyler Holmes along with Nathan Hopkins on the tackle, so it brings up 2nd down and 8. But, boy, I tell you what, he had a full head of steam there, Harley, and all of a sudden, boom, he was knocked back a couple of yards.
Yeah, you expect the runner to be the one that delivering the hits, but that time it was Holmes who, I believe, sent him into another zip code.
DeMol goes wide to the right. To the left comes Fisher. Split backs once again. Leftwich, the quarterback under center. Blacksburg with a 5-man front, 3 linebackers. And here's a handoff again to the first man through. And he's knocked down right about the 47-yard line. So just about 1 yard on the carry. It's 3rd down and long for the Spartans.
Yes, Klimo went to make his cut. His foot slipped out from under him, and that was a turf tackle.
So 7:14 to go. No score here from Bill Brown Stadium. The number 2 team in the state, Salem, taking on the number 14 ranked Blacksburg Bruins in the Associated Press rankings. Wide to the right goes Fisher. To the left comes Corey Gaines. And the I formation under center is Leftwich. Moving from right to left here in Bill Brown Stadium. Salem with the football. 3rd down and long. Here's the quarterback, Leftwich, coming out of the pocket, gets the pressure. He's going to be stacked back behind the line of scrimmage at his own 45-yard line. And on the play was Latrell Keys coming from his outside linebacker spot, and Brockton there as well. So Salem will punt it away with 6:40 to go here in the first.
Yeah, you talk about Leftwich having a little bit of speed. He showed it last week against Christiansburg, and that time a little bit of indecision slowed him down, so he couldn't get outside. And Latrell Keys there to make the tackle for the sack.
Blacksburg with 8 men on the line of scrimmage, and they may bring 9 on this play. Let's see if they bring the pressure. Their punter standing back at the 30. Here's the snap. Good pressure. Here's the kick. The left footer has a high spiral, and Keys is going to call for the fair catch back at his zone 26. So Blacksburg will have it 1st and 10, and here comes the Bruin offense on the field. So not a bad first possession for the defense. Not a bad play. Not a bad
stand for the defense, especially Latrell Keys making the sack there on the 3rd down. But part of the reason that the Bruins defense had a little bit of success is 1st and 15 for Salem on their first play. Not that they didn't cover that. They did. They did get another first down. So Salem did stand up for the second set of downs and make sure that the Bruins or the Spartans had the punt.
What's a full house here at Bill Brown Stadium in Blacksburg. Blacksburg in their blue jerseys, white pants with the blue helmets. Salem in their all white and maroon helmets. All right, here we go. Trey Gresh in the shotgun. Trips receivers to the right. Here's a pass to Tyler Holmes, and he's tripped up right about the 25 back behind the line of scrimmage, so he loses a yard on the play. Nice coverage there by Harrison Hudson, so it brings up 2nd down and 11.
Yeah, Jonathan Klimo getting through in there to make the tackle in the back. Just got by the set of blockers that the Bruins had set up. Ran right by him to make the tackle.
All right, here we go. Eric Hoff and Joey Phillips in the lineup. Also Aaron Barber, the tight end. Tyler Holmes comes out on 2nd and 11. 5:45 to go here in the first period. No score here from Bill Brown Stadium. Wide left goes Greg Keys. Tight ends are to the right and left, I formation. Trey Gresh, the junior quarterback, under center now. Handing off to Latrell Keys over left tackle. He's going to be stacked up the line of scrimmage, and there's a mass of Salem Spartans there to make the play. So it's going to be 3rd and long for the Bruins, and making the initial hit was Jonathan Walker.
Yeah, and Brandon Turtley, who reached in and almost got the ball loose from Latrell. He was in the backfield, reached in, thank goodness, and Latrell apparently has been working a little bit on his ball control, his ball handling to make sure that he did not drop that one. You don't need to set Salem up on the 20 of the Bruins.
So 3rd down, and Salem pretty big up front. And, of course, the big defensive tackle Ryan Dow, 6'1", 230 there. And also Brandon Turley, 6 feet, 235. So got some beef up front. All right, here we go. 3rd and long now for the Bruins. Twin receivers to the right and the left. Trey Gresh in the shotgun, standing back at his own 20. There's the snap. Back in the pocket, throws it deep down the left sideline, and it's going to be incomplete. And no flags, and that's just incidental contact. Both players going down the field. Of course, the ball was overthrown as well, so it's going to be 4th down, and Blacksburg will punt it away.
I'm sure you're right that that's what they called, was the ball was overthrown. I think that physics being what they are, Greg Keys would have caught up to that had he not had the feet tangle up with the defender.
So Caleb Violette will come in and punt it away. And Evan Fisher standing back at his own 35. And here's one of the area's best kickers, no question, as far as punting or place kicking or kicking off. Caleb Violette.
Wind blowing from this sideline to the opposite Salem sideline.
Standing back at his own 12. Here's the snap. There's no rush. And, you know, we talked about this. Coach Chris was talking about this, that Salem really is not going to come after it because they want to set up for the return, and they're very good at that.
Yeah. I'm waiting to see that. Last time it was a fair catch signal, let the ball go over his head.
So here we go, and the official now stopping play before the snap. And it's going to be against Blacksburg, so...
Substitution error.
Oh, my. So back it up 5, and now instead of punting from his own 12, he's going to back up to his own 7.
It just gives him more room.
More room to get the big kick, right?
More room to get the big kick.
Okay,
from a punting point, he could probably hit the end zone.
Now Evan Fisher stepping up to his own 40 to receive the kick. Here's the snap. No pressure. Here's the kick. A nice high spiral, and I'm going to tell you what, it sends Fisher back at his own 30. He takes the ball, runs to the right side, has some running room, crosses the 40 down to the 50 inside Blacksburg territory, down to the 40 to the 35, stays on his feet, hurdles a couple of Bruins. Now he stays on his feet once again and moves the ball down to about the 15-yard line where he's finally knocked down there. And a nice return by the Salem Spartans, and it's going to be 1st and 10 as they threaten here in the first period. 4:20 to go. And that young man broke a couple of tackles there on the sideline, on the far sideline, and made a great play. So Salem will have it 1st and 10 at the Blacksburg 15.
Yeah, I think the Bruins were all counting on a flag for a block in the back. The flag didn't come. Block in the back, yes. Flag, no.
So here we go, and guess what? Blacksburg wants to take a timeout to think about this. So let's pause for a 60-second timeout and hear these words from our sponsors. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruin Football on Super Talk 101.7 FM. Right back at Blacksburg. Salem 1st and 10 at the Blacksburg 15. Leftwich the quarterback. Hands off to the tailback, and up the gut goes Jonathan Klemo, and he crosses the 15, gets down to the 10-yard line, picking up 5. And on the tackle was Joey Phillips there, along with number 26, and that was Josh Reynolds coming from the quarterback spot. So, good little hole there.
You know, this is one of the things the coach talked about in the pregame is Salem's going to make some plays, Blacksburg's going to make some plays, and it's how you recover from them. We talked about this too. Momentum shifts in their direction. You got to stand up and take it back.
All right, here we go. High formation once again for Salem, and the handoff goes to Klemo over right tackle, has some running in, gets the ball down through right around the 5. I think he picked up the 1st, and you know, Hartley, he ran straight ahead off tackle, and he was just going full steam and picked up 5.
Yep, and he got the first down out of it, as you said.
So 1st and goal for Salem. 3:40 to go here in the first. No score. And now back in the lineup comes Latrell Keys and Daniel Overstreet.
Nope, timeout Blacksburg. He turned around.
Vaughn Phipps said, let's take a timeout here because we're making some substitutions. This gives us an opportunity to talk about what's coming up here at halftime. Doug Day, the head basketball coach of Blacksburg, is going to be up with us and talking about this coming season. And like I said, I'll have some interesting facts about that young man.
I don't doubt that for a minute.
And also, you want to hear our Carillion trivia question?
All right, let's do the sponsored by Carillion and the New River Valley. We thank them for that. This is the first trivia question of the game. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, John Hale.
I want you to think about this, and
we'll give you the answer a little later.
We'll give you the answer at halftime. Can you name me the Blacksburg High School football player that captained the 1967 Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket team in the Orange Bowl versus Florida? He is in the Georgia Tech Sports Hall of Fame. He was inducted back in 1978, and he is a Rhodes Scholar, folks. Rhodes Scholar, and he was drafted by the Green Bay Packers in 1968. So just something to think about. That guy graduated Blacksburg in 1963, so he played with 60, 61, and 62, I believe. All right, here we go. It's going to be 1st and goal now for Salem at the Blacksburg 5. Here's Leftwich, the quarterback under center, I formation. Receivers to the right and the left, and there's Klimo with the football, goes over right tackle, and he gets down to right around the 2-yard line, so we'll say he picks up 3. And Tyler on the tackle, so it brings up 2nd down and goal.
Yeah, this is the strength of the Spartans, is the run-off tackle. That's what their bread and butter is. You won't see Nick Leftwich throw all that much. He's made some plays last week with his feet, but he's not going to throw that much, especially here. Blacksburg's just got to be keying on the run because they don't do a short pass very well.
All right, Hickman goes wide to the right, and to the left comes Evan Fisher at wide out. Once again, split backs, and here's Leftwich, hands off to Klimo again, goes over right tackle. He's stacked up right at the line of scrimmage and thrown back behind the line of scrimmage, so forward progress will take him right back to the 2, so it's 3rd down and goal. And
absolutely no gain on that one. He ran it right into the heart of the Blacksburg defense. You have to know that that's what they're going to do, is they're going to run, and probably run with Klimo or Good.
On the tackle, Bo Hopkins there. All right, here we go. It's going to be 3rd down and goal. Or Nathan Hopkins on the tackle. Wide right now goes Fisher. And wide left comes DeMole. Here's the I formation on 3rd and short at the goal line. Klimo goes over left tackle, and he fights his way into the end zone. Touchdown Salem, and it was that last little bit of extra effort. He was stopped at about the 1-yard line, but just extending himself over. So Klimo scores 6, and Salem goes up 6-0 with 2:24 here in the first.
Josh Reynolds had the outside contain on that and thought he had him stopped. Klimo kept driving a little bit and just made the lunge to break the plane of the goal with the goal. Break the plane of the goal with the ball and get it into the end zone. He didn't make it, but the ball did.
Jonathan Murphy for the extra point. Here's the kick. Gets up, and it's going to be good. So let's take this timeout with 2:24 here in the first period. The score is Salem 7, Blacksburg nothing. Let's pause for this 60-second timeout and hear these words from our sponsors. Listen to Blacksburg Bruin football on Super Talk 101.7 FM.
Okay, we've got 2 8 o'clocks and then 8:30. I'm on my way. Haven't forgotten anything? Of course I haven't forgotten anything. Are you nuts? A little bit more professional than that. There's just not enough hours in the day.
You know, there's easier ways to get internet on the go. Select Blacksburg Transit buses now offer free Wi-Fi wireless internet to facilitate all of your online needs. Just look for the Wi-Fi sign. Blacksburg Transit. Take a ride on the Information Superhighway.
Thanks, Tom. Here we go. Salem kicking it off, and it's going to go deep to Latrell Keys. He crosses the 20 to the 25 and moves the ball across the 30 to the Blacksburg 34. So the Bruins will now take it 1st and 10, 2:19 to go here in the first period, and trailing 7-0. Trey Gresh now brings the offense onto the field. And once again, Blacksburg's been able to move the football here in the first period, but you know, give Salem some credit there on the punt return, 55 yards by Fisher. Took the ball from down to the 15-yard line, and they score on 5 plays.
Yeah, it was a pretty incredible return. Some questionable blocking, at least from my point of view. I can't see what the referees, the officials saw down on the
At least
field.
a couple of plays, a couple of times there.
From my point of view, it looked like there were a couple of blocks that should have been called that looked a little fishy to me.
All right, Trey Gresh under center, 2 end receivers to the left, tied into the right I formation. Here's Gresh on a play-action pass. Rolls out to the far side of the field, throws it down the sideline, incomplete, and he was looking for Austin Kennedy.
You know, it looks like a little bit of jitters, too.
Excuse me, Tyler Holmes was the intended receiver.
Blacksburg looks a little jittery. They look a little bit intimidated. But I got to think about, you know, what the coaches are saying all week. You know, what the S stands for on Salem is simply just Salem. It doesn't mean anything else. They're a team, and they're beatable any given day. They've been knocked off their heels just a little bit, but you know, once again, we're still in the first period, 2:14 to go. You know, and Blacksburg has been down in the first period in a lot of games and come back to really take care of the opponent. All right, Waddell comes wide to the right. Keys and Holmes go wide to the left in a shotgun. Now is Trey Gresh. Takes a snap and keeps the football, runs up the middle, and he's going to get very few yards, just maybe a couple. We're going to call it 3rd down and 8. And once again, Salem read that pretty well. Looked like a late hit on Richard Dent, too, which didn't get called. But when you come flying in there late, the carrier's already on the ground, and you've got time to step off, and you stick your knee into his chest. It doesn't look like something that is sportsmanlike. He's kind of an old guy, man. Did he play for the Bears? I believe Richard Dent was. He's probably about 45. He was a Super Bowl MVP in '85. Yes, he was. Richard Dent. No relation. So 3rd down.
for Blacksburg, and the ball spotted right at their own 36. Wardell comes wide to the right, with receivers to the left. Salem in a four-man front. Here's the snap, goes back to Trey Gresh. The junior quarterback rolls out to his left, throws the football. It's going to fall incomplete, and Greg Keys slipped and fell at the 46-yard line, so it's going to bring up fourth down. And once again, Taylor Violet comes in to punt the ball away with 1:23 to go here in the first period.
It's a couple of slips for Greg Keys tonight, and Trey Gresh just looks a little bit shaky. He doesn't have the accuracy that he normally does. Hopefully it's a ruse. Let's go with that. But right now he just doesn't look like the Trey Gresh we've seen in other games.
Salem with 8 men up on the line of scrimmage, but once again they have not shown they're going to go after, at least yet. DeMole standing back at his own 23. Here's Taylor Violet standing at his own 23. Here's the snap. Here's the kick. No rush. End over end kick. It's going to hit right about this Salem 25. Picked up by DeMoles at the 20. And he stays on his feet once again. Dodges a couple of tacklers, but he's stacked up right at the 25. So Salem will take it over 1st and 10. Good coverage by the Bruins on that kick.
Holy moly. I mean, was that kid hard to bring down? I mean, not just the run on the other side that he had last punt, but this time he bounced off 4 or 5 tacklers. Granted, they're making trying to bring him down with an arm tackle, but this kid has some sort of equilibrium that just kept him upright to make sure that he didn't go down. It took 4 or 5 Bruins to actually get him on the ground.
How about if we call him Holy DeMole, because that's DeMole is his name. My goodness, the kid's very, very elusive. I formation, wide to the right goes Fisher. Tight end to the left. Here's the quarterback, Leftwich under center. Takes the snap and hands off to Klemo. He runs to the right side, finds some running room, crosses the 30 down to right around the first down marker, and the official's going to spot it right about the 34, so that's very close to the first.
Nathan Hopkins in the backfield when the handoff was made, but Klemo just had a little more speed and ran right away from it.
2nd and short now for Salem. 1:05 to go here in the first period. Spartans up 7-0 here in Bill Brown Stadium. It's senior night for Blacksburg, but most of the seniors play. You'll hear a lot of these guys in the lineup if you're very familiar with the Blacksburg roster. Twin receivers to the left, tight end to the right. Here's the I formation. Leftwich under center. Salem moving from right to left here in Bill Brown. Here's a handoff, goes to Klemo. He hurdles the Blacksburg linebacker, crosses the 40, gets the ball down to the 42, and he went right over Latrell Keys and picked up some good yardage, and it's another first for the Salem Spartans.
Right over Latrell Keys in the arms of Tyler Holmes, who makes the tackle to bring him down. And the hurdling ability, I mean, this kid has got some game. You heard a lot about Klemo from other games that Salem has done. This kid has got some speed. He's got some quickness, good feet, and good vision, as Coach told us earlier. And right now it's showing he has the advantage, and the Spartans have the advantage on the line right now.
Fisher to the left, and to the right goes Hickman. Here's Leftwich, the quarterback, hands to the first man through. And Klemo, the ball carrier, gets it to the 43, picks up maybe a half a yard, depending on where the spot. And those say his knee went down back at the 42. It's 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, I think really the only thing slowing Klemo down right now is the turf.
So it rained a little bit before kickoff, folks, here this afternoon. Started raining a little bit about 3 o'clock, and it got some heavy downpours around 6, but it's now raining. So.
Yeah, we had that rainbow. It was nice.
Twin receivers to the left. Tight into the right, split backs. Here's the quarterback, Leftwich, back in the pocket, throws the ball to the near side. Intercepted, almost intercepted by Greg Keys, and that was 6 points written all over that thing. Attended receiver was Evan Fisher, and Greg broke perfectly on the football, went right through his hands.
He had everything right. He had the coverage right. He stayed upright. He did everything right except bring the ball in with his hands. He let the ball slip through his hands, hit him in the chest protector, and the ball hit the turf.
So it's 3rd down and long for the Spartans at their own 43-yard line. 5 seconds to go here till the end of the first period. So they send 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right in the shotgun for the first time tonight is Leftwich. Here's the snap, goes to the senior quarterback, rolls out to the near side, and he's going to try to run the football. Breaks 1 tackle, crosses the 45, goes down to the 15 of Blacksburg territory, the 40, and goes out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. So there's Leftwich in the shotgun. He wanted to throw the football out here to the near side, but picked it up, ran it, and picked up some big yardage.
Yeah, and Blacksburg kind of looked a little Keystone Cupish. You had Eric Howard trying to make a tackle, reaching out for Leftwich, and in turn, that took out Bo Gentry, who was also trying to make the tackle, and those two went down, and Leftwich got another 10, 15 yards out of it.
22 yards on that run for Leftwich. So it's the end of the first period with the score. Salem 7, Blacksburg nothing. Let's pause for this 60-second timeout.
out is by coming in. Going to family learning programs helps you and your family lead better lives. Call 1-877-FAMLIT-1 because making it after all shouldn't just happen on TV.
First and 10 for Salem. Quarterback Leftwich going out to the left side. Now he's going to pick it up and run it again. Has some running room to the near side. He's tripped up and back behind the line of scrimmage. Adam Siegel coming from the outside linebacker spot to make the play. I tell you what, if he wasn't there,
it was
it'd have been some other big yardage.
Shoestring tackle that brought him down. And I was telling you during that timeout, John, I mean, this does not look like the Blacksburg team we have seen any other time this season. And then I thought about it, and I thought, no, that we did see them for a half once. And that was the first game against Giles. I don't know, maybe it's the Spartans' name or something against Giles or Salem or whoever, but they're just not playing like the Bruins that we've seen in other games.
Salem started to spread it out a little bit, and they've caught Blacksburg off guard here. Not that the offense has it, just Blacksburg defense having a tough time to react to a 5-man front now for the Bruins. Here's Leftwich handing it off to the tailback, and up the left side of the line goes Harrison Hudson, and he picks up about 3 yards on the carry. It's going to be third down, and we're going to call it about 7 for Salem.
They're at, what, about the 30?
Right at the 30.
Think they got a kicker that could hit it from there like we do?
Not a very strong kicking game, but we will see. You never know.
Steve's shaking his head.
On a night like tonight when the field is a little bit wet, you never know.
Yeah, it might be a little. We saw in pregame, you saw Caleb even hit the turf once.
Wide receivers to the left is Hickman and Evan Fisher. Tied into the right is the big guy, George, 6'5", 235. Here's the quarterback, Leftwich. Rolls out to the left side, looking for a receiver, throws it out to the far side of the field. He has Hickman at about the 25, and he stays on his feet, knocked down right around the 24. So that second effort by Hickman picked up the first for Salem. So they had the ball now at the Blacksburg 24 and driving.
You know, there's something, I'm not sure what it is, whether it's Blacksburg's tackling, whether they're not making clean hits just because Salem's a little quicker than they're used to, or if Salem is just better. But I don't think that's the case. I think that Salem just has that little bit of quickness that Blacksburg hasn't really seen this season, and so Salem's Blacksburg's trying to bring him down with arm tackles instead of getting square tackles driving him right to the turf.
It may take a quarter or so for Blacksburg to get the use of that. We'll see. Salem on a fourth down. They're going to get a fourth down. They spot his knee down. Here's Klimo over left tackle. He's going to go across the left side of the line, picks up the first, and he's going to be hit right about the 23-yard line. So now they get the first. And Nathan Hopkins there to make the big play. So
but finally
Salem will have the first.
They limit Salem to just a couple of yards on a run instead of giving him all the way to the end zone. So Blacksburg stood up there. That's good.
Okay, here we go. 9:29 to go here in the first. In the second period, Salem up 7-0. Driving once again, and they picked up the 7 points on a 55-yard punt return, and they took 5 plays to get to them from 15 yards. All right, first and 10. Wide to the right comes Hickman. Here's the I formation. Here's the quarterback Leftwich back in the pocket, throws it down the middle of the field, and wide open is Hickman, but he just overthrows him, and a little bit of missed coverage there by Blacksburg. But fortunately, the ball was overthrown, so it's 2nd and 10. Just out of position, Harley.
Out of position is what the Bruins are. That's exactly right, and they don't seem to be communicating as well on defense. And I think part of that is due to Salem. Salem, they expected them to come out and run it. That's what Salem has done, and now they're throwing the ball a little bit, which is something different and something the coaches may not have been ready for.
Wide right comes Corey Gaines. Leftwich, the quarterback, split backs, and handoff goes to Kleeman over right tackle. No, he's going to be brought down at the line of scrimmage. That was Harrison Hudson on the carry, and he stopped right about the 22. So no yardage on that carry. It's third down and long for the Spartans.
Yeah, the Bruins finally strung that one out looking for the run, and actually able to make the tackle on Harrison Hudson, who was running more sideline to sideline instead of the way Klimo runs, which seems to be straight up the field.
Harley, you were just talking about, trying to recognize this speed. They haven't seen it all year. That may be the case, and sometimes it takes a little while for the team to get kind of used to that. So here we go, third and long now for the Spartans at the Blacksburg 22-yard line. Twin receivers to the left, split backs. Leftwich, the quarterback, now on the play-action pass. Drops down, throws it across the middle, intercepted by Starrett. He returns the ball down to the 10-yard line, so it's going to be 1st and 10. And on the reception, where the intended receiver is Evan Fisher, he was standing in the end zone. McSparrott broke right in front of the football, and the Bruins had it. Get the ball right back.
And another unnecessary late hit by Tyler Person of Salem. And this has got to get called. The runner is down. He's been tackled by your teammate. You don't need to come in and pile on.
So 1st and 10 for Blacksburg. They spot it right past the 10. We'll say the 11-yard line. So Trey Gresh now brings the Bruin offense out onto the field. 8:17 to go here in the second period. Salem up 7-0. We'll get some other scores from around the area, including the Pulaski County game, as well as Christiansburg and Hidden Valley. All right, 1st and 10, Trey Gresh up under center. Handoff goes to Latrell Keys. Up the middle, has some running room, crosses the 25 and bowls his way down to the 29-yard line. And Latrell Keys ran with authority on that one.
With authority, you were absolutely right. Straight through the defensive line and made the secondary make the tackle. That's the kind of speed, that's the kind of thing that the Bruins can do, that they're going to need to do. We talked about this, and Coach talked about this earlier. Salem's going to make some plays. Blacksburg's going to make some plays. Salem has obviously gone up 7-0. Now you got to have the Bruins turn around and say, okay, that was your quarter. The rest of the game is ours.
The ball in the 19. 2nd and 2 now for Blacksburg. Receivers to the right and the left. I formation. Handoff goes to Latrell again, and he runs right up the middle. Picks up a couple of yards, very close to the first. And once again, that Blacksburg line coming off that football very quickly. And I think this just may be the strategy now from then on out. It's just let's run it up the gut.
I think that's exactly what I was just thinking. You're going to probably see a couple more runs, and then you're going to see some fakes and see a long stretch play down the field for Greg Keys. That would not surprise me for the next couple of plays.
1st and 10 now for the Bruins. And they spot the ball at the 22, moving from right to left. 7:28 to go here in the second period. 7-0 Salem up. Wide to the left comes Keys. In the I formation, Trey Gresh, the quarterback, back in the pocket. Here's the pass down the sideline. It's going to be tipped away by the Salem defensive back, and that was Dante Harvey made a good play on the ball, so it's going to be 2nd down and 10.
Both Dante Harvey and Greg Keys made good adjustments to the ball. Greg Keys slowed down, made the adjustment to move inside Dante Harvey, and the only play Harvey had was to stick his hand in there and knock the ball away. They both did exactly what they were supposed to do. Harvey won that one. Bet you the next one will be Greg Keys.
Another update on the score. Pulaski County leading Cave Springs 7-0 in the second period. And we'll get some other updates for you as well as the night goes on. Twin receivers to the right. That's Holmes and Keys in the slot. Single set back is Latrell Keys. Here's the I formation now. Once again, Latrell Keys goes over right tackle, and he's going to be tripped up about the 24. So Latrell picking up a couple on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and about 8.
Am I off base that landing on a player after he's down with your knee in their chest, is that standard procedure in a football
game? Well, that's a
game?
WWE play. That's what they call a WWE guy.
And that's what Salem's doing. And maybe this is the way they wear their opponents down is they keep landing on them in things that should be penalized. It's unnecessary roughness, and I won't get on that anymore.
So 3rd down and long for Blacksburg at their own 24. Keys comes to the left, I formation. Latrell Keys the tailback. Phillips is the fullback. Here's Trey Gresh, the quarterback, throws it to the near side, has it complete to Greg Keys, and he's going to get the 1st down. And they spotted at the 34, so a nice tossing catch from Gresh to Keys. And he was well covered by the cornerback, by Jonathan Walker, but good hands by Greg.
Yeah, what you need, he's 6 feet tall. You're going to have to go up and use that height so he gets over Harvey or whoever is covering him that time, because Harvey's only 5'9", so you've got a height advantage. Throw it a little higher and let your receiver go up and get it where Harvey can't knock it away.
Holmes to the left, Keys to the right, and the I is the Bruin offense. Here's Trey Gresh, the quarterback, back in the pocket. He throws it deep down the right sideline. There is Greg Keys. He has it. No, it's going to fall incomplete. And a nice breakup by the Salem quarterback, and that was Brett DeMole on the coverage. So it brings up 2nd down. But nice play call.
Yeah, you're spreading it out now. You're trying to open it up for the run, and you're using the run to open up the pass, which is, of course, that's football 101, and that's why they're spreading it out. And what you're seeing is you've got Blacksburg with the ability to throw it a little bit further down the field. You've only seen Salem throw the short passes, which is not their strength, and you almost have one of those picked off by Greg Keys.
So Greg standing out there at 6'3". The cornerback for Salem, which is covering him, is DeMole at 5'6". So a tremendous height advantage. Here's the pass to the near side. It's going to be incomplete, looking for Josh Reynolds at the 39. So it's 3rd and 10. And I think that Trey Gresh read that read pretty well. Salem cornerback was getting ready to break on the football, so
it was a
3rd and long.
He was trying to avoid the blitz, and didn't quite get the ball out enough in front for the receiver, but any much farther in front, and it would have been picked off. So it was a good spot for Trey Gresh, but the receiver not quite on the same page.
6:12 to go here in the second period. Salem up 7-0. Blacksburg on a 3rd and 10 from their own 35. Gresh, the quarterback, back in the pocket, has plenty of protection, throws it across the middle, has to complete the break keys. Once again at the 30, at the 44.
It's about a
but
yard
it's going to be short by a yard for the first down, so it's 4th and 1, and Dave Chris now, I think, is thinking, let's go ahead and punt it away. So the clock is moving, 5:52 to go. And Chris just waiting. They want to take a timeout, I believe. Yes, they do. They want to think about this. They want to talk about this because the running games have been pretty good for Blacksburg at this point. We'll take this timeout as well and pause for this 30-second timeout and hear these words from our sponsors. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruin Football on Super Talk 101.7 FM.
Do you know that stroke targets by color? Odds are, if you're African American, you're twice as likely to suffer a stroke as white Americans. Know where you stand, because beating the odds isn't about winning, it's about living. Join the power to end stroke at strokeassociation.org.
Back at Bill Brown Stadium, Blacksburg on a 4th down and short. We're going to call it about a half a yard.
Blacksburg already has the 1 interception today, which beats the Salem average. They only throw 1 every couple of games or so. So that's something to hang your hat on now for Blacksburg to get that first interception.
Caleb Violet will punt it for Blacksburg, standing back in his own 31. And Brett DeMole for Salem back at his 12.
With their return ability, do you try to fake it all here?
We'll see. Here's the snap, and Caleb Violet fumbles the football, picks it up. He runs to the right side, and he's going to be hit right back at about the 38-yard line. And there's a flag down, and once again, Salem's going to get the ball back, but number 38 for Salem, Patrick Pillifrone, just hit one of the Blacksburg players after the play and just knocked him off his feet. An illegal block, and I'm going to tell you what, that's a personal foul. It's going to cost you 15 yards, but that's one of those plays, Harley, you just take the kid out of the game, you just kick him out. I mean, that was just unnecessary.
It was a total flip in the air. Josh Parcells gets up as if nothing happened, but this kid should be ejected. I agree with you.
I mean, that play, that's totally uncalled for. That can really hurt somebody, and that was after the play was down. And I'm going to tell you what, I really believe that. And you hear the fans saying the same thing, Harley. The kid should be kicked out. That was just totally unnecessary.
But they did not eject him.
5:35 here in the second period. Salem up 7-0, and the officials talking about it. Now, Caleb Violet was brought down back at his own 38-yard line, so the flag happened right around the 40 is where that hit was, and they're back moving off 15 back to the Salem 46. Now, I'm going to tell you what, the Blacksburg team, if that didn't get you fired up, I don't know what will.
Yeah, the way Josh Parcells, he took that hit, he landed on the ground, and he got up just cheering. He saw the flag hit the ground, and he was running toward the sideline just cheering. Look, I made the play. We get the ball back. After that muffed handling by Caleb Violet, who just dropped the ball.
So Blacksburg's going to get the ball. They're going to get the ball at the Salem 47.
Absolutely.
So there you go. So the Bruins with it, 1st and 10 at the Salem 47. 5:35 to go, I formation. Gresh, the quarterback, under center. Play action pass, rolls out to the near side, throws it to Phillips, and he's going to be hit right about the 45-yard line. And to make the play was Harrison Hudson on the tackle. A pickup of 2 on the play, so that's 2nd and 8.
That's one of those tackles where he didn't wrap his arms either. He just ran through Hudson ran through the receiver and knocked him to the ground. And that one's fine. It's the late hits that really chapping my biscuits.
2nd down and 8, and once again, you think about that, and of course, does that get your kids upset? It ought to get them fired up, but you don't go out and retaliate. And Dave Chris is very proud of his football team because they ran in that situation several times this year. Here's Trey Gresh handing off to Tyler Holmes. Has very little running room as he was going to the right side, cut back to the left. And picks up maybe a yard. It's 3rd down and 7 at the Salem 43-yard line.
Yeah, and George on the tackle again, and again coming down with the knee into the chest.
4:33 to go here in the second period. Salem up 7-0, and a play that was very costly to the Spartans. Personal foul penalty. Blacksburg retaining possession.
on a busted punt for Blacksburg trying to make that punt. Busted punt play, and the holder, Josh Parcell just got, well, thrown vertically like a helicopter blade.
Wooddale wide to the left. Tyler Holmes and Greg Keys wide to the right. Here's Trey Rush, the quarterback, back in the shotgun. The pass to the far side goes to Tyler Holmes. He has the football, but he's hit right back behind the line of scrimmage to the far side of the field. So it's going to be a 4th down, and once again, the Bruins will have to punt it away. 3:50 to go here in the second period. Salem up 7-0. Want to welcome you to the broadcast here on Super Talk 101.7 between Salem and Blacksburg. Last year it was 14-10. Salem scored on the very last few seconds of the game on a screen pass to go ahead. Blacksburg was up in that ball game 10-7. So there's a lot of memories from that ball game last year. Here's Violet with the kick. It's a high kick. It's going to hit right at the Salem 20, and it's going to bounce at about the 21-yard line, where the Spartans will take it over 1st and 10 with 3:22 to go.
From my angle, it looked like it was a nice, decent kick down the center of the field, but it kind of shanked off the side of his foot toward the Blacksburg sideline to be down at the, I think they're calling it the 23.
So Salem will have it 1st and 10. And Leftwich comes onto the field, the senior quarterback for the Spartans. Wide left goes DeMole. Wide right comes Evan Fisher. In the I, running back is Klemo. Quarterback is Leftwich. Here we go. The handoff goes to the first man up the gut, and that's going to be the fullback on the carry. And that was Nathan Goad on the carry, and he picks up a couple on the play, crosses the 25 down to the 26. It's going to be 2nd down and 7.
Nice recovery for Blacksburg. Nice coverage to make sure he didn't get too far, and still kind of making some shoestring tackles. Need to get him more in the upper body.
And here come the Spartans. Wide right is Fisher, and wide left goes number 19, Corey Gaines. Here's Leftwich, the quarterback under center. Blacksburg showing a stunt, and here comes Tyler Holmes up the middle, and Klemo goes right at the middle, picks up the 1st down as he gets the ball down to the 35-yard line. And once again, some nice blocking up front by the Salem offensive line, and they pick up the 1st.
Yeah, and this time what I saw from Blacksburg is going after the ball. They were really working to strip that ball from Klemo. Didn't quite focus on getting the tackle, so he got a few extra yards out of it, but they were trying to strip the ball.
Ball on the Salem 34. Fisher goes wide to the left. Tight end to the right. The ball sitting in the middle of the field, moving from left to right are the Spartans. Here's the handoff, goes to Klemo. He goes right up the gut. He picks up about 3 and brought down by Daniel Overstreet, the defensive tackle. 2nd and 7. 2:12 to go here in the second period. Salem up 7-0. And all that came off a 55-yard punt return that got the ball down to the Blacksburg 15, and it took 5 plays for the Spartans to get it in.
Salem still has all their timeouts. Blacksburg has used all theirs.
Twin receivers to the right. Leftwich the quarterback. Blacksburg in a 4-man front and 4 linebackers showing that 4-4. They come on a blitz. Here's the running back coming to the far side. It's Hudson. He crosses the 45 into Blacksburg territory, knocked out of bounds at the Bruin 45. So Hudson picks up about 16 yards on the carry, 17 yards on the carry. So it's going to be another 1st down for Salem as they're threatening here in the waning moments of the second period.
And Robert Starrett had him dialed in for that tackle and made sure that he made it exactly the way you're supposed to. Hit him right in the hips, take his legs out from under him, and the runner couldn't get any further.
1:40 to go. Wide left goes Fisher. In the slot is DeMole. Split backs. In the backfield is Goad and Klemo. Here's Leftwich, the quarterback, on the play-action pass. Throws it to the far side of the field. He was looking for Goad. It falls incomplete. In good coverage by the Bruins on the play. A little bit of misdirection coming out of the backfield, but Blacksburg picked it up, so it brings up 2nd and 10.
And finally put a little pressure on Leftwich, who, as you mentioned earlier, is the son of a coach. The coach is the coach of the offensive line.
So back in the lineup for the Bruins, or for Salem, comes the wideout, Corey Gaines. He goes wide to the left with Fisher. In the I, Blacksburg once again in the 4-man front. Here's Leftwich, the quarterback, on 2nd and 10 at the 45 of the Bruins. Here's the running back up the middle. It's going to be Hudson. Crosses the 30, gets the ball down to the 25-yard line. And boy, what a play on 2nd down and long. And
Josh Reynolds again with the shoestring tackle that saved the touchdown.
20 yards on that carry. for the senior running back.
And all I'm thinking is it's got to be the speed, because they're catching them eventually, but they're catching them late after they've almost gone by and only catching them by the shoestrings. And normally the Bruins have a bit more speed to make sure that they're catching them, as Sarah did a little while ago, right in the hips.
Fisher and DeMol go wide to the left. Here's Leftwich, the quarterback. Klimo, the tailback. And Klimo gets the call as he carries the ball across the 24, falls forward to the 22, down to the 21. So Klimo picks up 4 on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 6. And on the tackle was Tyler Holmes, Overstreet there as well. And Nathaniel Hopkins comes out. He hurt his shoulder. So Vaughn Phipps looking for his other linebacker, and in the lineup now for the Bruins is going to be Devin Skinner. So it's 2nd and 6, 35 seconds to go here till halftime. Salem threatening with the ball to Blacksburg 21. Here's Leftwich, the quarterback, under center. Rolls out to the left side, and he gets some pressure. Stays on his feet, rolls to the near side now, crosses the 20, down to the 15, goes down to the 10, to the 5, and finally knocked out of bounds at the 1-yard line. So there's your quarterback, Leftwich. And he proves he can carry that football, and he picks up some yardage. It's going to be 1st and goal with 21 seconds to go here in the 2nd period.
I was watching his feet all the way, and it was just inches of missing the tackle. That Blacksburg is just inches off from making that shoestring tackle, and they shouldn't even be that far. They should have had him in the backfield.
They're going to spot it right about the 1.5. So Klimo in the backfield along with the fullback Nathan Goad. Receivers to the right and the left. Blacksburg, 7 men up on the line, and the handoff goes to Klimo, and he falls forward to about the 6-inch line. And they're going to call it down right there. He was short. So Salem wants to take a timeout with 14 seconds to go. We're going to keep it right here. Coming up here at halftime, Doug Day, head basketball coach of Blacksburg, he'll be up with us. And also our trivia question, we'll have an answer for that as well. And do you want to hear that trivia question again? I'll have to ask Doug
You
this.
caught me in a swig of water, but yeah.
Can you name me the Blacksburg High School football player that captained the 1967 Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket team in the Orange Bowl versus Florida? He was also inducted to the Georgia Tech Sports Hall of Fame in 1978, and he's a Rhodes Scholar and was drafted by the Packers in 1968.
No.
We'll have that answer for you. Every Blacksburg alum should know this. Steve did. Of course, he's a Blacksburg alum.
Right. Well, there you go.
So how do you spell Rhodes?
How do you spell Rhodes?
Yeah.
As in Rhodes Scholar?
Well, absolutely.
R-H-O-D-E-S.
See, he was correct. I was just asking. I was looking at Steve. He's going, what?
You expect me to say something different?
All right, here we go. 2nd down the goal at the 1-yard line. Salem with the football, threatening here to score. And handoff goes to Klimo. He goes in standing up. Touchdown, but a flag is down. A flag is down at the goal line. And I believe it's going to be against Salem. And I'm not so sure if it wasn't an illegal block, maybe a hold. We'll wait and see.
Oh, they're waving it off.
Okay, they're waving it off. Yes, they are. So touchdown Salem with 12 seconds to go, and the Spartans go up 13-0. So it's not too often you see an official drop the flag like that on the goal line. There's a reason for that. I wonder what the reason is. Okay. And the extra point attempt.
I bet all we get out of that is conjecture.
By Jonathan Murphy. And here's the snap. And it's down. The kick is up, and it's going to be good. So we're going to take this timeout as well. Let's pause for this 60-second timeout. It's Salem 14, Blacksburg nothing. Let's hear these words from our sponsor. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruin Football on Super Talk 101.7 FM.
Missed the last town council meeting? Need to know what was on the agenda? How did the members vote? Now you can have access to town happenings 24 hours a day at www.blacksburg.gov. Click on Online Video and choose the meeting you want to watch. And there is more than just town council meetings. You can see other WTOB shows like Energy, the Historic Lecture Series, and Dodgeball. Just go to your computer and log on to www.blacksburg.gov and click on Online Video. Just one more way WTOB is your Blacksburg Community Access Station.
All right, there's the kickoff. Blacksburg's going down at their own 32-yard line, and Wow. So anyway, 14-0. Jonathan Climo, his second touchdown of the night for Salem.
It's another one of those just kicking along the ground kickoffs for Salem to the up man who falls on it.
So 10 seconds ago here till halftime. And folks, I mean, the Bruins aren't on it, but I promise you this offense has moved the football tonight. They've shown some glimpses of some good play calling and great blocking up front. And Trey Gresh now will go under center. And I think he's going to down it right here, and he does. So, clock's going to run out. And that's going to be end of the half. So with the score, Salem 14, Blacksburg nothing. Let's pause for this timeout. Stay tuned, more coming up on Super Talk 101.7 FM.
Your neighbors helped save a life last night. Be a volunteer. You can help save a life. You provide the time, we'll provide the training. To learn more, call the Blacksburg Rescue Squad at 961-1189.
Whether it's arts and culture, community events, great places to eat and shop, exciting athletics, you'll find it all in Blacksburg, the place to be.
Back at Bill Brown Stadium, halftime 14-0. Salem will be kicking off here in just a moment, but I want to answer that trivia question. Man, I'm going to tell you what, Coach knew the answer.
Right off the top.
Absolutely. Can you name me the Blacksburg High School football player that captained the 1967 Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket football team to the Orange Bowl versus Florida back in 1967? He was also inducted into the Georgia Tech Sports Hall of Fame in '78 and was drafted by the Packers, and he was also a Rhodes Scholar. Jimmy Breedlove played at Blacksburg back in '59, '60, '61, and '62, and you can ask anybody here, and a lot of these coaches knew that guy and said he was just unbelievable, phenomenal. He turned down a professional football career to become an engineer, owns his own company, still in Atlanta, and but he could have played. A lot of people thought, this young man would have been a starter. For the Packers, he was that good. So good stuff. Anyway, 14-0, and Harley once again. Blacksburg's going to have to step it up a little bit here, and we'll see what they do here in the second half.
Yeah, definitely. While we still have a moment, we want to thank our sponsors, of course, Filson State Farm, New River Nissan, Price Body Shop, Valley Landscaping, Blacksburg Auto Parts, Frank Spicer Cox PC, South Main Auto, H&H Carpet, of course, the halftime show and the trivia question sponsored by Carillion of the New River Valley, and Fast Signs of Blacksburg sponsoring our player of the game last week, of course, Walter Pachana, and this week, yet to be determined. We have some candidates, but we'll see how it goes. Like you said, John, really need to step it up. Need to kind of get that. They've been like a deer in the headlights. They're just not quite up to speed right now, and I expect that'll probably change here in the second half.
Halftime 14-0. We'll have some other scores. Pulaski leading Cave Spring 21-0, and that's going to be an indicator for next week. And of course, Blacksburg travels over to Dublin to take on the Cougars. 7 o'clock is going to be the airtime once again. 7:30 will be the kickoff, and we'll see how Blacksburg does, of course, in this second half. I think that's going to be a big determining factor as to where this team goes next week.
Definitely.
So the Blacksburg playing here. And once again, I want to go back to this. In this ball game, it really was, I think, 3 very, very crucial plays. And of course, the punt return by DeMoles. I think the interception by Sterrett, which held Salem out the first time around, and then of course the almost interception by Greg Keys, which would have changed the whole facade of this game.
Yeah, it certainly would have changed the game. Part of the game here, the time of possession in favor of Salem, obviously, but not as wide a margin as I would have expected. About 13 minutes for Salem and only 11 minutes for the Bruins, so it's pretty even. The first downs for Salem, they had 9. The Bruins only had 4. Red zone, this is the key stat right now for me, is Salem has been in the red zone twice, and they have scored touchdowns twice. The Bruins have yet to get in the red zone and obviously have no points. Salem leads 14-0. Rushing yards, 27 attempts for Salem for 151 yards. Bruins 11 rushes for 17 yards. Salem has 28 yards passing. The Bruins have 37 yards passing. So far, Trey Gresh is 7 for 13. And Salem is 2 for 6 attempts with 1 interception. So again, we talked about how Salem did not have the advantage, that Blacksburg had the advantage in passing. That's still the case. It's just that the running game of Salem has kind of shut down anything that the Blacksburg has tried to get going so far.
You can catch the replay of this game and every Blacksburg High School game, or home game, on WTOB Channel 2 on Mondays at 7 p.m., Wednesdays at 3. You can also catch them anytime on www.blacksburg.gov. All right, here we go. Caleb Violet kicking it off, a high end-over-end kick. Taken by the Moles at the 10. At the 20 goes Klimo, to the 25, and he's going to be knocked down right there. And on the tackle for the Bruins was Josh Reynolds. So Salem will take it over 1st and 10, leading 14-0. The Spartans are, and they start out at their own 25.
And Reynolds had a nice square, straight-up tackle, wrapped him up, and then just kind of fell down his body. The runner didn't go down right away. Didn't go down until Reynolds had him by the ankles. That's when he finally went down. These kids have some sort of gyroscope in them that keeps them upright for Salem, making it a little more difficult for Blacksburg to get them down.
Blacksburg in a 5-man front now. They go back to that 5-3 defense. High formation now for Salem. Leftwich, the quarterback, hands off to Klimo, the tailback. He runs up across the 25 to the 26. He's going to be stopped right there by the interior line of Blacksburg. Brodkin making the tackle along with Holmes, so it's 2nd down and 9.
I didn't see quite what happened to Sarrett in there, but he had some words for one of the Salem players who I saw Sarrett kind of get a little bit off kilter. He turned around and said something to one of the Salem players who was walking away like, I didn't do anything.
So wide to the left goes Hickman. Wide to the right comes Fisher. Tight end now moves from right to left, and that's the big guy. That's George. Here's the quarterback, Leftwich, on the handoff, goes to Klimo over left tackle. He stays on his feet, crosses the 35, and he's going to be stopped right about the 37-yard line. And once again, Josh Reynolds and Starrett on the tackle, but not after. He picks up 11 yards on the carry, another first for the Spartans.
Yeah, another time where Sarrett kind of had to hang on. He wrapped him around the hips with his arm, slowed him down for Reynolds to help out. But again, just half a beat off, a quick step from Klimo, and he would have been further down the field.
Receivers to the right and the left. Blacksburg once again back in the 4-man front. And now they got a couple of linebackers now getting ready to stunt. They do. And here's Klimo, the running back, goes up the middle again, and he drags a couple of Blacksburg defenders with him as he moves the ball down to the 39. 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 2nd down and 4. And once again, Blacksburg, I don't know if they figured this thing out or not, but
Brandon Brodkin, the first one to hit him on that one, and then help from other Bruins players to bring him down.
10:32 to go here in the 3rd period. Salem up 14-0 with the ball. Wide left goes Hickman. To the right now comes Fisher. In the eye, moving from left to right here in Bill Brown Stadium of Blacksburg. On this beautiful night for high school football, here's Leftwich, the quarterback, hands off to the first man up. That's going to be Goad. He's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Picks up nothing on the play. It's going to be 3rd down now and 4. And Tyler Holmes on the tackle, and he took Goad right down.
Yeah, he was holding on for the ride. Took him all the way to the turf. It was a good, clean tackle by Tyler Holmes and friends.
They said his forward progress was at the 35, so he picks up maybe a yard or two, so it's 3rd down and 2. To the right comes Corey Gaines. And here's the quarterback, Leftwich. Tight end goes from left to right in the eye. Here's a handoff, goes to the 2nd man up the middle. That's going to be the number 4 running back, Harrison Hudson. He picks up the first as he moves the ball past the 49-yard line, right to about the midfield stripe. So another first down for Salem on this drive.
We talked about line play and who's going to win the line. And right now, Salem is winning the line. Salem is blowing the Bruins off the ball. They're blowing holes open. And all the tackles for Blacksburg are coming from the secondary folks. And if you're going to stop them, you got to stop them further back up the field and not get them into the runners into the secondary.
9:25 to go. Salem up 14-0. Wide to the left goes Hickman. To the right comes Fisher. Here's the handoff, goes to the fullback, and Goad carries the ball down to the Blacksburg 45, picking up 5 on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 5. And once again, Salem just starting to dominate that line of scrimmage. Holmes makes the tackle.
Yeah, and again, the tackle, you're right. The tackle's coming in the secondary, and they've got to be, you got to get some more, and that's exactly what Vaughn is doing on the sideline. He's like, we got to get the line stopped. We got to stop them at the line, beat them up there.
This is where Salem is very methodical, folks. When they get up by a couple of touchdowns, they'll just run it down your throats. Twin receivers to the right. Tight end to the left on 2nd and 5 at the Blacksburg 45. Handoff goes to the running back, and that's going to be Hudson. He's stopped and knocked down about the 42, or about the 43-yard line, so it's 3rd down, and we're going to call it 3 for the Spartans. Clock is moving, 8:28 to go here in the 3rd. And this is a very crucial 3rd down for the Bruins. And Vaughn Phipps sending in the signal. Once again, next Friday night, Pulaski County. And the Bruins will tangle over at Kenneth J. Dobson Stadium. 7 o'clock is airtime. 7:30 will be the kickoff. Wide left goes Hickman. To the right comes Fisher. And the big tight end, George, goes from right to left. Split backs. Here's the quarterback left foot under center. And the Blacksburg in a 5-man front. There goes Clinton over left tackle. Crosses the 40 down to the Blacksburg 36. And he powers his way down there. Picks up 7 on the play. And the 1st down for the Spartans.
Yeah, another hole opened by the Salem offensive line, and a blitz coming from Blacksburg, which left really fewer people out in the secondary to make the tackle. And we get a timeout, Blacksburg.
So the Bruins want to talk about this, and Vaughn Phipps calling over to defense, so we'll take its timeout as well. With the score, Salem 14 and Blacksburg nothing. 7:54 to go here in the 3rd period. Let's pause and hear these words from our sponsors. You listen to Blacksburg Bruin football on Super Talk 101.7 FM.
I want to make a difference, and change happens one person at a time.
Giving a little can go a long way.
I give to the United Way because I believe in helping in my community wherever I can.
Back at Bill Brown Stadium. We talking about it a little off air. Looks like Salem is getting ready to, as John was just saying, go in for the kill now. They're running it down, and John with the call now.
All right, here we go. Twin receivers to the right. Quarterback is left foot under center. Blacksburg in a 5-man front. They're going to go to Clemo. He's hit back behind the line of scrimmage, but he struggles back to the line of scrimmage. Nathaniel Hopkins on the tackle for Blacksburg. But that tells you right there, Hopkins 230, Clemo about 170, and Clemo got back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
he was hit about 2 yards deep.
But again, Blacksburg is not hitting him clean. They're hitting a half a shoulder or whatever. He got the tackle that time. Again, sliding down to get the shoestrings. They're just not hitting him clean.
Wide right comes Hickman. And wide left goes Fisher. In the eye. 7:22 to go in the 3rd period. Salem up 14-0, and off goes to the fullback up the middle, and there you go. Once again, Goad carries the ball across the 35 down to the Blacksburg 34-yard line, picking up about 4 on the carry. It's going to be 3rd down. We're going to call it 6. So Tyler Holmes on the tackle there. And now another crucial 3rd down for Blacksburg. Last time, Clemo picked up 7. So here we go. 3rd and 6 on the Blacksburg 34. Wide left goes Fisher. To the right comes Corey Gaines. Left puts the quarterback under center, and I Blacksburg in a 4-man front. There's a running back. Clemo goes over left tackle. He gets the ball down to the 25. That's enough for a first. And there's 7.5, 8 more yards on the carry. And once again, it's smash mouth football, folks. He followed his blockers right off tackle and picked up 8 yards.
Yeah, it's, for Salem, they're opening the hole right to the left side. Just a large hole driving Blacksburg right off the end of that line. Big enough for whatever runner you want to pick for Salem to make it through that.
So the Spartans come up to the line. Once again, wide to the right comes Fisher. To the left goes Hickman. Split backs. Tied into the left side. Blacksburg in the 5-man front. Handoff goes to the running back Hudson, and he moves the ball and falls forward to the 22. Picks up a couple on the play. We're going to call it 2nd down. We'll call it 8.
And Tyler Holmes again around his ankles to make the stop. Holmes was playing up closer to the line that time, so he didn't get quite as far into the secondary. But still, the running back is getting into the secondary of the Bruins before they can make the stop.
Boy, clock is moving. Salem eating a lot of this clock here in the 3rd period. 6:05 to go. And a 14-point lead. The ball sitting on the Blacksburg 23. Twin receivers to the left. That's Fisher, and then the slot is Gaines. In the I formation, tailback is Hudson, and the fullback is Goad. Here's the handoff, goes to Hudson over left tackle, and has some running room to the outside, crosses the 20 down to the Blacksburg 15. And that's another first down, I believe, and Greg Keys on the tackle along with Sterrett. So let's see where they spun it, and if they spun it right about the 15, it is a first, and it is. Wow. You know, he was trying to go over tackle Harley, and he just bounced outside his blocker, and turned on the speed and picked up the first. Yeah,
and Blacksburg finally closed the hole right off tackle, and you said, bounced it outside.
Hickman to the right, I formation, Leftwich under center. 5:29 to go here. Handoff goes to the fullback, and that's Goad up the middle, and he falls forward to the 12. Picking up 3, 2nd and 7. Brodkin on the tackle along with Holmes. So once again, as I said before, I guess the word to use once again is just methodical. I mean, this is where they just take over a game. They're very, very good at this, and they know how to control the clock as well. And to the left goes Fisher, line to the right. Comes Gaines. Here's the quarterback, Leftwich under center. Blacksburg in a 4-man front. And the I formation, handoff goes to the second man through. That's going to be Klimo crossing the 10 down to the Blacksburg 6. And that's good for about 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd down and 2 for the Spartans. And Vaughn Phipps on the sideline just telling us, guys, just settle down, guys. Just do what you're taught to do. Let's go do it. Now in the lineup for Blacksburg is going to be Dale Davis, the 6'2", 275-pounder. Brodkin comes out. He's getting some beef in there now. In the I, Salem with the football. 3rd down and short at the Blacksburg 12. Handoff goes to the running back, Klimo, goes over right tackle. He's hit right about the 5-yard line. And that is enough for a first down, I believe. As he tried to leap over the middle of the line and fall forward, he did, and they do get a first. It's going to be 1st and goal.
Exactly, about 2 yards behind the line, he made the leap to fall forward like he was trying to get in the end zone. Not on the end zone end line, but trying to make that kind of a leap, and falls forward to looked like he got it, but they're bringing out these sticks to make the measurement.
So we'll see. I think he got the first. Hey, coming up Thursday night, the Virginia Tech Hokies taking on, I would assume, the number 2 ranked Boston College Eagles, coming into Blacksburg Lane Stadium next Thursday. So you can catch that game on our sister station, 105.3 The Bear, on the Virginia Tech ISP Sports Network. All right, 1st and goal now for Salem at the Blacksburg 5. The ball sitting right inside the 5-yard line. And the clock winding down, less than 4 minutes to go. Salem up 14-0 and threatening once again. To the left goes Fisher. And to the right comes Hickman. I formation. Klimo is the tailback. Goad the fullback. Leftwich now hands off to Goad. He goes right up the middle. And there's a fumble. And it is recovered by Blacksburg. I believe it is at the 4-yard line. So Goad tried to take the football. Tyler Holmes recovers, and he tried to go right off tackle, right up the gut, and ran into Tyler Holmes, and he put that helmet right on the football, and Blacksburg will have it 1st and 10 at their own 4. What a break for the Bruins. And those are the kind of breaks you want to make happen, and they made that happen.
Those are the kind of breaks that Blacksburg needs right now, right? You know, right before Salem's going in, they basically they've controlled this 8 minutes of this 3rd quarter, basically, has been a Salem drive, and they don't get into the end zone. That is outstanding for Blacksburg to pause the fumble and recover it. Now Blacksburg has to quickly get down the field, because if you give the ball back to Salem, the way they've been driving, they're going to control the clock again. So Blacksburg needs a relatively quick score, but they also need to leave their defense on the sideline.
All right, here we go. Trey Gresh, the quarterback, hands off to Latrell Keys, the running back, up the middle. He's going to cross the 5, gets the ball to the 6, picks up a couple on the play. You know, Salem had the ball 17 plays on that drive. And that drive started at the beginning of the 3rd period.
That's exactly what I'm saying. It was almost 8 or 9 minutes.
So here we go. Blacksburg on the 2nd down. We'll call it a very long 8. Wide to the right goes Keys. To the left comes Tyler Holmes. And the single setback is Latrell Keys. Tight end to the right side. Trey Gresh, the quarterback, under center. Back in the pocket, back at his goal line. Throws it deep down the sideline. It's going to go out of bounds. And he was looking for Tyler Holmes down about the 30-yard line, but overthrew it. Great coverage by Hickman of Salem on the play. So it's going to be 3rd and long now for the Bruins.
Yeah, Trey threw that with George in his face. Just kind of had to throw it up over George to get rid of the ball before he took the sack in the end zone.
So 3rd down, and Josh Reynolds coming into the lineup. That probably needs a little bit of the spread offense. Eric Huff comes out. one of the tight ends in the Blacksburg offense. So here we go. Keys goes wide to the right. Reynolds wide to the left. Aaron Barber, the tight end, at the right side. Single set back is Latrell Keys on his 3rd and long at the Blacksburg 5. And here's Trey Gresh. The quarterback flags go down. I think it's going to be holding. There's a pass to the far side. Almost intercepted. And then out of the hands, out of the quarterback, Richard Dent for Salem. So it's going to be up 4th down. Let's see what the call is. I believe it was holding. So 3:01 to go here in the 3rd period. Salem up 14-0. Salem came into this game ranked number 2 in the state of Virginia in the Associated Press poll. And I believe they were number 2 in the Times Link, or number 1 in Times Link.
Illegal motion against Blacksburg is the call. I was watching Trey Gresh, of course, and George again coming in pretty much unblocked until Latrell Keys picked him up to keep him off Trey Gresh that time. I don't think the illegal procedure was on Latrell Keys that time. I didn't see that flag, but that was the call.
So Caleb Violette will be punting out of his end zone. He stands about 8 yards deep. Salem showing 8 men at the line of scrimmage. Now they have not shown that they're going to go after the ball, but this time they might. We'll see. And the Salem receiver standing back at his 50. There's the snap. It was a high snap, but Caleb gets it, punts it. The ball's going to hit right about the Blacksburg 41. The ball's going to roll down to the right around the Blacksburg 49-yard line. So Salem will take it over 1st and 10. 2:50 to go here in the 3rd period, and Salem up 14-0. And once again, the Blacksburg's defense is going to have to make something happen here.
Caleb did a really good job fielding that ball. It was almost over his head, and it's just another one of the little things that Blacksburg just doesn't look in sync tonight. I can't put my finger on it other than, they're doing the little things. Mentally, they just don't seem to be fully ready to play this game.
All right, here we go. Salem up to the line of scrimmage. Blacksburg now with the 5-man front. I formation on 1st and 10 at the Blacksburg 49, and handoff goes to Klimo, the running back. He bounces to the outside and picks up maybe a yard on the play. Let me tell you what, I'll tell you how good this running back is. Klimo was hit back at about the 51-yard deep, and he started to head to the line of scrimmage, and let me tell you what, he was falling down as one of the Blacksburg defenders had him at his feet, and he fell forward, shot forward to pick up that yard.
Right, it was Spencer Link who had the tackle, and you're right, he just carried Link a couple of, as he fell forward to get a couple of yards out of it.
So it's 2nd and 9. The ball sending it to Blacksburg 48. Twin receivers to the left for the Spartans. The ball sitting on the left half, moved from left to right here in Bill Brown Stadium. High formation. Klimo, the running back, goes to fullback, and Klimo is going to get the call. Comes to the outside, and he's going to be hit right about the 47-yard line. And on the tackle for Blacksburg was Phillips. And also there was Josh Reynolds. So it's 3rd down now.
He was hit in the backfield by 44, Brandon Brodkin, and just the stamina of this man to keep running after he's almost knocked down and get a few more yards out of it before he's brought down by Phillips and company.
26 carries so far for this young running back for Salem, 106 yards. 3rd down and long for Salem at the Blacksburg 47. Quarterback is left foot under center. Twin receivers go to the left side, and under some pressure throws it deep down the left sideline. He has a receiver right open. He catches it at the 10, goes to the 5, and he drags the defender into the end zone. Touchdown Salem. My goodness, 47 yards, a tossing catch from Leftwich, the quarterback, to his wide receiver. And that was Evan Fisher on the reception, and Salem goes up 20-0.
10 minutes, 30, 40 seconds into the 3rd quarter. All Salem has done is run, and run some more. And finally, they put Leftwich back to make the long pass, and he does what he does best. He hits the long pass.
Here's the extra point attempt by Murphy. It goes up, and it's going to be good. So we're going to take this time out with the score. Salem 21, Blacksburg nothing, with 1:23 to go here in the 3rd period. Let's pause for this 30-second timeout and hear these words from our sponsors. Listen to Blacksburg Bruin Football on Super Talk 101.7 FM.
What have we learned, buddy? We've learned to get Michael's face wet, float on his back, it splashes on his face. I would recommend this class for other people because Michael really enjoys it, and it's really taught him a lot about getting into the water and feeling very comfortable in the water.
The Water Babies class is one of the many classes that the Blacksburg Parks and Rec Department has to offer for you and your child. Call 961-1135 or visit www.blacksburg.gov/recreation.
It's Salem's night so far, 21-0, and what a nice toss and catch from Leftwich to Evan Fisher. So Salem will be kicking it off now from left to right. Deep for Blacksburg is Latrell Keys. And here's the kick. The left-footed kicker kicks it to Latrell at the 15. He crosses the 20, comes to the near side, crosses the 25 to the 30, flag down. And there's going to be a block in the back, I believe.
I think it was a face mask takedown on the Bruins.
So let's see. He's got a hold, so that's what I thought. And the flag is at the 23, so back it up 10. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 13 now for Blacksburg. And Dave Chris now calling his offense over and saying, listen, guys, it's time to make these things happen. 1:17 to go here in the third period, and you're down 3 touchdowns. What do you do, Harley?
I think you got to go do what Blacksburg does best. And one of the things Blacksburg does best is you drop Trey Gresh and you let him pick apart this defense. Now, you know Salem's going to be looking for that, and you can compensate for that, and I fully believe that Trey Gresh is capable of dropping these passes right where they need to be, hitting Greg Keys. I think they can score in one play if they need to, and they need to now. They need to score relatively quickly, because if Salem gets the ball back, they're going to keep running and run the clock down.
So here we go, Trey Gresh onto the field. The ball is going to be spotted now at about the 17. So 1st and 10 for Blacksburg, 1:17 to go here in the third period, down by 3 touchdowns, 21-0. Gresh, the quarterback, on the quarterback keeper. He's hit back behind the line of scrimmage, back at about the 14 or back to about the 9-yard line. So
it was George again, and nobody picked him up again. He's been coming free all night.
So there's a flag down. It's going to be a face mask against Salem. So from the 13-yard line, let's see, is it incidental? If it is, it's 5 yards.
Yeah, I believe that's what they call them.
So just to mark it up 5 yards, it'll be now 1st down and from the spot of the foul there. So now it's 1st and 13. All right, come the Bruins now. Twin receivers to the right and the left. Here's Trey Gresh, throws it to the far side, has to complete the Greg Keys, and he's going to go nowhere. Great coverage by Salem. He picks up about 4 on the play, but good coverage by the Spartans on that one.
Yeah, this time they picked up George. Daniel Overstreet said, you're my guy. You're not getting near my quarterback.
So 2nd and 11. We'll say it was about 2 yards on that reception. 45 seconds to go here in the third period. Dave Chris sending in the play from the sideline. Tyler Holmes is going to be wide to the left. And Woodell and Reynolds go wide to the right in the slot to the left side. Now comes Keys. Trey Gresh in the shotgun, standing back at his own 12. Waiting for the snap with Latrell Keys blocking for him. The handoff goes to Keys up the middle, and he's going to cross the 20 and gets down to the 22. So Latrell picking up some good yardage on the play. It's going to be 3rd down. And we're going to say right around 6. 6 seconds to go, 5 seconds to go here in the third period. And that's going to end it here with 1 period to go. The score is Salem 21, Blacksburg nothing. Let's take the 60-second timeout and hear these words from our sponsors. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruin Football on Super Talk 101.7 FM. Third down and 6 now for the Bruins. At their own 23, here's Gresh back in the pocket, throws it across the middle, has it complete to Josh Reynolds. At about the 31-yard line, a nice tossing catch to the senior wide receiver. And it's going to be a 1st down for Blacksburg, so they maintain possession here at the beginning of the 4th period.
And that's important right now because down 21-0, you've got to get down the field, and you've got to get down the field quickly. And then you're probably going to have to kick the onside kick and try and put faith in your defense that they're going to strip the ball, they're going to do something to get the ball from Salem.
All right, the Bruins need something to happen here. Wide left goes Woodell, trip receivers to the right. Here's the handoff, goes to Latrell up the middle, and he scoots across the 35 down to the 36, picking up 5 on the carry. And the tackle on the play for Salem was Ribble.
through 3 periods. First downs for Salem, 16-5 for Blacksburg. And right there, that pretty much tells you the story. Time of possession, 13 minutes for the Bruins versus 22 for Salem. And those are the key stats right now, other than losing or being down 21-0 for the Bruins.
Gresh back in the shotgun, hands off to Luttrell once again, and Keys moves up the middle and picks up a couple and moves the ball down to the 39. It's going to be third down and short now for the Bruins. 10:59 to go. We'll keep an eye on the clock. Blacksburg down 21-0.
Yeah, just in the third quarter, Blacksburg had 1 yard rushing on 3 tries.
All right, here we go in the spread offense. 2 receivers to the right and the left. Gresh, the quarterback, back in the shotgun. The handoff goes to Luttrell. He hurdles the line of scrimmage. He's going to be close to the first down as he falls forward to the 41.5-yard line, and that's about where he has to be to get the first. And from my perspective, I think he got it. He did. So the Bruins, with 10:35 to go here in the fourth period, trying to make some things happen, going into their quick offense here. Gresh, the quarterback, back in the pocket. Receivers to the right and the left. There's a pass to the far side. A little bit of a miscommunication there as Reynolds was cutting across on a post pattern and Gresh threw it to the outside. So it's coming up second down and 10. But not a bad, if you're going to say an incomplete pass is good, we'll just say it's good at this point because it stops the clock.
Yeah, it stops the clock and incomplete instead of intercepted, which has not happened tonight. Trey's not throwing any interceptions. Not that Blacksburg has had the ball much here in the second half at all.
Keys goes wide to the left, Holmes to the right. Here's Gresh, the quarterback, in the shotgun. Back in the pocket now. Trey looking for a receiver. On the screen pass, Luttrell has it. Crosses the 35, 45 to the 50 in Salem territory. Down to the 40-yard line. So Luttrell Keys picking up right around 18 yards on the carry. It's first and 10 now for Blacksburg. And the clock shows 10:18 to go here in the fourth.
You know, I'm not saying that that means Blacksburg's going to win, but I'm sorry, you called that a screen pass? Reminds me of the game last year when that's what Salem had to do to win the game.
Absolutely. So first and 10 for the Bruins. Twin receivers to the right and to the left goes Keys and Waddell. Here's the quarterback, Trey Gresh, under center. Takes a snap, fumbles it, now picks it up. Rolls out to the right side. He's going to be hit by George in the backfield back at the Blacksburg 48, so a loss of 8 on the play. And that's going to be second down and 18. And you know what? I think Trey was looking up, and he was trying to look downfield to read coverage before he actually got the football.
Yeah, he didn't see the ball. He came at him. He dropped it right away. George was coming in on Luttrell Keys, who didn't hold the block. He didn't keep on his man and let George get past him to sack Trey Gresh.
So wide to the left goes Keys and Waddell. To the right comes Reynolds and Holmes. Here is Trey Gresh, the quarterback, slips and slides. Comes to the outside, crosses the 50. He's going to be brought down about the 46, so he gets back to the original line of scrimmage. And it's going to be third down and long once again for the Bruins, and the clock shows 9:22 and moving.
And for Salem, Richard Dent was the one that really messed that up. He came in unblocked off the left side, and Luttrell Keys came across in front of Trey Gresh to pick him up. Made room for Gresh to step up and then force Gresh to put the ball away and try and make the run. But Dent kept after it. He got off the block from Luttrell Keys and kept chasing Trey Gresh. Finally got in right at the end of the tackle.
Aaron Barber to tie it in the ball game. Comes to the right side. The ball sitting on the right hash. Blacksburg moving from right to left. Here's Trey Gresh, the quarterback, back in the pocket. Spots his receiver. No, picks it up. He's going to be sacked again behind the line of scrimmage. He stays on his feet. Throws it down the field, and it's going to go incomplete. I'm not going to tell you what I thought he was brought down, but Trey Gresh stays on his feet, throws it, and there was a lot of pressure there from Richard Dent once again. Also George there pressuring Trey Gresh, the quarterback. So now it's fourth down with 8:45 to go, and you got to go for it here.
Yeah, you do. George has kind of been a monster off that side. Looks like one of those NFL linebackers. I'm thinking LT or something when he was playing. Is he still playing? Not Ladanian, but the other LT from New York.
Who?
Lawrence Taylor.
He was my class.
Yeah, he kind of reminds me of Lawrence Taylor coming off that side.
So anyway, trip receivers to the left. Here we go on fourth down and long. Here's the pass. It's deep down the right side, and it's intercepted. This is DeMoles. He has the ball at the 35. He's going to get some running room. And he goes to the outside and finally brought down by Waddell at the 36. So Salem will take it over first and 10 with 8:32 to go here in the fourth period with a 21-0 lead.
And that's just a mental mistake for Salem. He should not have fought that ball. It was fourth down. He cost his team about 10, 12 yards instead of just knocking the ball to the ground.
So the Spartans will take it over first and 10 with the ball, with the big lead, and little time on the clock. So the Spartans up to the line of scrimmage. Gaines goes wide to the right, split backs. And the quarterback is Leftwich. The ball sitting on the Salem 36, and the handoff goes to Klimo up the gut. He escapes a tackle, crosses the 45, and moves the ball down close to a first down at the Blacksburg 47. And let's see where they spot it. I believe it's going to be a first down. And Klimo, who was hit right at the line of scrimmage, folks, once again, those feet just keep moving, and the young man picks up some big yards.
You know, you're absolutely right. His feet just keep moving. But I'm looking at the sideline here for Blacksburg. The players in the game, they look a little gassed. They look like they quite don't have enough to give anymore.
In the eye come the Spartans with a 21-0 lead. Blacksburg showing a blitz. Up the middle goes Klimo, and he's brought down right about the 48-yard line. Nathaniel Hopkins on the tackle. And it's going to be second down and 9 for Salem. 7:53 to go here in the fourth period. 21-0 Salem leading this ball game. Both teams with one win in the River Ridge District. And not only this game, but Blacksburg's going to have to travel to Pulaski County next week. All right, here we go. Twin receivers to the left, tight end to the right. I formation. Leftwich, the quarterback, under center. And takes the snap and hands off to Klimo on the second man through. Goes over right tackle, and he's going to boom his way down to the 46. And as he carries, once again, a couple of Blacksburg defenders with him. Picks up about 7 on the play. It's going to be third down and short for Salem. 7:10 to go. Clock is moving. Spartans up 21-0. So far, Klimo has carried the ball 29 times, folks, 123 yards on the ground. Twin receivers to the left, I formation on third and short. At the Blacksburg 46.5-yard line. Leftwich, the quarterback, under center, tight end to the right, and the handoff goes to Klimo once again over right tackle. As he runs the football across the 45 down to the 44, he's going to be short of the first, so
I think that was booed.
It's going to be fourth down.
But that's good to have a stop for Salem, or for Blacksburg.
No, that was Klimo.
Well, it was a flash, and they had a 2 on it.
So fourth down and short, and Salem's going to go for it with 6:15 to go here in the fourth period. They're up by a 21-0 score. If they get the first here, that's might put the nail in the coffin here. Wide receivers to the right and the left. And Leftwich, the quarterback, this up under center. And the handoff now goes to the running back, and that's going to be Hudson. He gets the first as he moves the ball down to the 41. And on the tackle for Blacksburg was Starrett as from a safety position making the stop. So another first for Salem with 5:55 to go. Harley, boy,
yeah, they're just eating up the clock, and as you said, you get into an advantage for them, and they just run and run the clock, and that's what they're doing. And eventually, you may see them try and do that long pass again, as they did in the last possession in the third quarter.
So here we go, twin receivers to the right and tight end to the left. Blacksburg with a 5-man front in the 5-3 defense. And handoff once again comes to the tailback, and that's going to be Hudson. And he moves the ball across the 35 down to the 34-yard line and picks up some more yardage. It's going to be second down and 3.
That time his knee down on the 35, and they give him the 34.
You know, and that has been a question mark, I think, spots where they've spotted the football tonight.
Well, you know, that's one of the things people talk about when they talk about Salem is all the breaks go their way. Certainly looks that way again tonight. That maybe it's not just the other teams that are a little bit intimidated by the Salem mystique.
5 minutes to go here in this fourth period, and Spartans up 21-0 in the lineup now is the running back. That's Antonio Medley. The 5'4", 440-pound junior carries the ball to the right side, and he's going to pick up maybe a first. Yes, no, he doesn't.
Yeah, he sure was easy to see, though, when he's with the bright white shirt. Everybody else has got the game grass stains and mud on him from the turf here. He's coming in fresh, has the fresh legs and the fresh jersey.
So it's first and 10 for Salem at the 29-yard line. 4:38 to go here in the fourth period. Here's Leftwich, the quarterback, under center. I formation. Then the handoff once again goes to the tailback, and he stays on his feet, finally knocked down by Eric Howard. And Howard made a tackle about the 25-yard line. So it's going to bring up second down and 6. 4:10 to go in this ball game now. Salem up 21-0, and it looks like they got this game in control. So at the line of scrimmage comes the Salem Spartans. Blacksburg up in a 5-man front. Split backs and receivers to the right and the left. Here's a quarterback left, which under center. Tight end to the right side, moving from right to left here in Bill Brown Stadium. A handoff once again goes to the tailback. And boy, I'm going to tell you what, this young man, Antonio Medley, breaks a couple of tackles, but picks up maybe a couple of yards on the play. It's going to be third down, and we're going to call it 4. Clock is moving, 3:30 to go in the fourth period. And once again, here at the end of the ball game, we'll get some updates on some scores. And one of those games we're watching very closely, Pulaski County up 21-0 over Cave Spring. We'll get another update on that one here coming up. Giles over Glenver 28-0 in the fourth period. And Floyd County romping over Eastmont 31-7. All right, third down and 4 for the Spartans. Toss sweep to the far side goes the running back Medley, and he's going to have enough for the first down as he drags Blacksburg's Starrett across the 20 down to the 18. So another first down for Salem. 3 minutes to go. Clock is moving. And Spartans will have the ball first and 10 at the Blacksburg 18-yard line. Once again, they're talking about power at this point in the ballgame here in the fourth period. Harley, 341 yards of total offense for Salem. The Blacksburg's 89. All right, here we go. It's first and 10 for Salem at the 18. Wide receivers to the left and right. Here's the running back once again going to the right tackle. Picks up some couple yards on the play. Barber on the tackle for Blacksburg. Aaron Barber and brings up a second and 6. Clock moving, 2:20 to go. Ball spotted just inside the 15-yard line. Second down and 7 to go. Okay, so here we go. On second down and 6 for Salem. 2 minutes to go in the game. I formation, receivers to the right and the left. Here's the quarterback Leftwich under center, I formation, and handoff is going to go to Medley. He goes over left tackle on the running play, crosses the 15 down to the 14-yard line, and it's going to be third down. We'll call it short for Salem.
And Eric Huff made an initial contact in the back. Again, just bounced him off, and Medley cutting right through to get further up the field.
So we got a minute 35 to go here in the ball game. Salem's going to take this victory. They'll go to 7-0 on the year. They'll have 3 games left, and the Spartans ranked number 2 in the state, and I'm sure they're not going to lose that one. And I know everybody around the states watches very closely, especially Amherst. So here we go. Third down and long for Salem. Up the gut. It's going to be Goad. He crosses the 10 down to the 7-yard line, and that's going to be enough for the first, and Salem will have it first and goal with 1:09 to go here in the ball game.
Yeah, that looks like, I don't know. I would hope they're not trying to run up the score and they're just trying to run the clock out doing these short runs. At least that's my hope. Because they've certainly got the game in hand.
So in the lineup for Blacksburg is going to be Dale Davis. And out comes Adam Siegel. So first and goal now for the Spartans. Hudson back in the lineup for, let's see. Back in the lineup is Goad, and I think they're going to take a knee here. And they do, and Leftwich takes a knee, so that will be the final play of the game.
Certainly a very methodical march. They certainly will own time of possession for this game. And that's the best way, I would think, to beat Blacksburg is keep Trey Gresh on the sideline. And that's certainly what they did tonight, at least in the second half. Not that Blacksburg had a lot of opportunity in the first half. They didn't. This march down the field, methodical running program that Salem's got going for them, I mean, it is just a march down the field. 3, 4, 5, 6 yards at a time.
So coming up here on the post-game show, we'll talk about tonight's game and what's going to happen next week. And, of course, That's going to be the final here at Bill Brown Stadium at Blacksburg. The final score is Salem 21, Blacksburg nothing. You're listening to Blacksburg Rural Football on Super Talk 101.7 FM.